Hi, and thank you for following this Malta Today live stream. I'm David Hudson for Malta Today. We've just come out of a press conference with Prime Minister Robert Abela, Economy Minister Silvio Scembri, and Finance Minister Edward Cicluna, where they announced a mini budget to mitigate the coronavirus crisis. So I'll just give you a rundown of some of the measures that have been introduced, and they will come into force, according to Minister Scembri, from next Monday. They wouldn't have to go through Parliament. So these measures have been launched through a new unit in light of the coronavirus crisis at Malta Enterprise. And the applications for some of these measures can start being handled from Monday through the unit. More details will come out in the coming days. So let's start with the measures announced today. So the budget, the mini budget, has allowed the government to dedicate a 1.8 billion to mitigate the crisis. So it's a package that has caused the government, and will cause the government, 1.8 billion euro. It was announced, as I said, by Abela this evening, just less than an hour ago. And the budget is split as such. So 1.6 billion will be used for the liquidity for companies, 700 million of which for tax deferrals, and 900 million of which used in guarantees. So the government is deferring tax payments for the time being by supplying 700 million to employers and businesses, while it also providing loan guarantees amounting to 900 million in total to employers and companies. So the 900 million in government guarantees to companies are expected to open up the availability of credit and loans to the tune of 4.5 billion that would give companies additional liquidity. 35 million in total has been allocated just to the health authorities to combat COVID-19. So 35 million, it's this figure is not absolute. It's liable to change, but a minimum of 35 million will be allocated to the health authorities to be able to better combat COVID-19. So quarantine leave. The government will be paying companies 350 euro per employee to guarantee quarantine leave. So this involves a 14-day mandatory quarantine, and for anyone either flying from abroad or anyone coming into contact with someone who has flown from abroad. The government will also cover additional 2 months leave for parents who have to stay at home because of their children. They have to take care of their children since schools have been locked down, with an 800 euro per month benefit. It's capped at 800 euro per month. With regards to companies that had to close, the government will cover 2 days of work for workers. It's also capped at 800 euro per month. Companies that didn't close, but that saw their production dropped by 25%, the government will cover 2 days of work for every employee, and it's also capped at 800 per month. People who ended up without work since 9 March will receive a special unemployment benefit to a maximum of 800 euro per month. Now, this benefit also applies to people with disabilities who are either unable to work because of their disability, they're unable to work from home because of their disability, or they had to stop working due to health concerns. They will also get this benefit capped at 800 euro per month. People in rental property and who lose their job but did not qualify for the rent subsidy will now benefit from the rent subsidy scheme. With regards to foreign workers, a company that makes anybody redundant cannot apply for a work permit for a third country national. So the economy minister, Silvio Scambri, he said this earlier. He basically said that Malta will no longer accept applications for work from unskilled third country nationals with immediate effect. Jobs Plus will also be helping Maltese, the EU and third country nationals who end up without a job to help them find alternative employment. And if you go to malta.the as well, we had an article yesterday where the Chamber of Small and Medium Enterprises has basically launched this initiative called Fostering Employees, where it's going to match up employees who might be at risk of getting laid off by their company and matching them with other sectors and pockets of opportunities that have opened up since the COVID-19 crisis has basically taken over. So, for example, in the supermarket sector, the distribution sector, where a huge demand, these sectors have been met with huge demand since the COVID-19 struck. So check out our website as well, onward.the for these articles and other stories. So that's basically it. Prime Minister Robert Abela, he appealed for anyone to keep following the health directives. He said, I quote, "This isn't the time for a holiday. Anyone who could report to work should do so. This is a time for discipline." So like I said, these measures will come into effect from Monday through a Malta enterprise unit, a new unit that has been especially launched because of the COVID-19 crisis. And applications for some of these benefits can start being processed from Monday. Thank you for following. This has been David Hudson for Malta Today. Tomorrow, as you know, is Saint Joseph feast, but we're obviously expecting the Superintendent of Public Health, Charmaine Gauci, to keep doing the same press conference she has been doing for 2 weeks now regarding the COVID cases, new COVID cases. We'll be here, we'll be covering it. So do check out our Facebook page. We're going to have live blogs, videos like these as well for the benefit of our foreign listeners. So check out the website as well, motorday.com.mt tomorrow for the latest updates. Thanks for being with us and have a good evening.